Welcome to World Alert Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Good evening. Tonight, we begin with dramatic new footage from the South China Sea. A Philippine supply mission turned chaotic when two large Chinese Coast Guard ships, trying to block a smaller Philippine vessel, collided with each other. The video captures the crunch of metal and the shouts of sailors. This was no accident. It was the result of an aggressive chase near the disputed Scarborough Shoal, raising fears of a wider conflict. The footage, shot by a Filipino journalist, shows the Chinese ships closing in, horns blaring, as the Philippine boat makes a desperate turn. The Chinese ships, focused on their target, fail to coordinate. One turns sharply, cutting into the path of its partner. The resulting collision is loud and jarring, locking both vessels together. This dangerous maneuver put lives at risk and is a symbol of escalating tensions in the region. For years, China has used its Coast Guard to intimidate neighbors with aggressive tactics, water cannons, ramming, and blockades. This time, their strategy backfired, exposing the risks of their high-stakes game at sea. The world is watching closely. Will this incident force China to reconsider or provoke an even more aggressive response? The Philippine government has condemned the action as reckless and irresponsible. The United States has reaffirmed its security commitments to the Philippines. The calm blue waters of the South China Sea hide a deep and dangerous conflict. As we saw today, chaos can erupt at any moment. Tonight, we break down what happened and what it means for the region. Stay with us as we unravel the story behind the collision. This is a turning point in the South China Sea standoff. The incident unfolded near Scarborough Shoal as the BRP Sierra Madre II delivered supplies to Filipino fishermen. These waters, rich in fish, have become a battleground due to constant Chinese harassment. The mission was a show of support and a statement of Philippine rights. As the Philippine vessel neared the shoal, Chinese Coast Guard ships appeared, first 2, then 4, then 6, forming a blockade. Chinese radio warnings demanded the Philippine boat leave Chinese territory. The Filipino captain, undeterred, pressed on, triggering a dangerous chase. Two large Chinese ships attempted a pincer movement, closing in from both sides. The Philippine captain made a sharp evasive turn, forcing the Chinese ships to react. In the confusion, one Chinese ship turned directly into the path of the other. The collision was inevitable. Metal scraped, engines groaned, and the two ships were briefly stuck together. The Philippine crew watched in stunned disbelief as their pursuers faltered. The damaged Chinese ships limped away, their mission failed. The BRP Sierra Madre II completed its supply run, a small but significant victory. This incident exposed the risks of China's aggressive tactics. The standoff at sea had ended for now in embarrassment for Beijing. Maria Santos, a journalist aboard the Philippine vessel, described the terror. "Those ships felt like floating walls closing in. We thought they'd crush us. The sound of horns was deafening, the tension palpable. I tried to keep my camera steady, but my hands were shaking," she recalled. The captain, focused on crew safety, said, "Their maneuvers were reckless. I saw a gap and went for it. I never expected them to hit each other." A nearby fisherman, Roberto de la Cruz, witnessed the chaos. "We see Chinese ships every day, but never like this. For a moment, we cheered. It felt like justice." The incident gave local fishermen hope, showing China's tactics aren't infallible. The Philippine crew felt a mix of fear and determination, knowing their mission was more than just delivering supplies. "When we finally delivered the goods, the fishermen hugged us. We were delivering hope," Maria said. The event left a psychological scar, but also strengthened resolve. The footage and eyewitness accounts reveal the chaos and danger at sea. The Philippine crew's courage stood out amid the crisis. For those on board, the mission became a symbol of resistance. The incident proved that even small acts can challenge powerful adversaries. The message was clear: the Philippines will not be intimidated. The world saw not just a collision, but a story of resilience. The hope is that this courage inspires others facing similar threats. The South China Sea remains a place where ordinary people face extraordinary risks. Scarborough Shoal, Panatag Shoal to Filipinos, Huangyan Island to the Chinese, is more than rocks and reefs. Located within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, it's a vital fishing ground and a strategic outpost. For China, controlling the shoal extends its military reach. For the Philippines, it's about sovereignty and survival. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines, rejecting China's sweeping claims. China dismissed the ruling, continuing to assert control. The shoal is now a flashpoint, where international law clashes with national ambition. For Filipinos, it's a matter of pride and principle. The future of regional stability is being decided here, every day. The Scarborough Shoal dispute escalated in 2012, when a standoff between Philippine and Chinese vessels ended with China seizing control. Since then, Chinese ships have blocked Filipino fishermen and maintained a constant presence. The Philippines responded by taking China to court at The Hague, winning a landmark ruling in 2016, but China ignored the verdict, and the harassment continued. Philippine leaders have alternated between seeking closer ties with Beijing and confronting Chinese aggression. The current administration has chosen transparency, publicizing Chinese maneuvers and rallying international support. The recent collision is a direct result of this tense history. The standoff at Scarborough Shoal is a symbol of the broader struggle for control in the South China Sea. Each incident adds to a legacy of mistrust and confrontation. The Philippines' resolve has only hardened. The world is watching how this maritime chess game unfolds. The stakes have never been higher. The world reacted swiftly to the collision. The Philippines condemned China's actions as reckless and illegal, summoning the Chinese ambassador in protest. China, in turn, blamed the Philippine vessel for the incident, denying any wrongdoing. The United States reaffirmed its defense commitments to the Philippines, warning China against further escalation. Allies like Australia, Japan, and the UK voiced support for Manila and called for respect for international law. The incident is now a matter of global concern, not just a bilateral dispute. Many fear instability in the South China Sea could threaten regional peace. The spotlight is now firmly on China's maritime behavior. The collision was a strategic blunder for China, shattering its image of naval superiority. The video of two Chinese ships crashing while chasing a small Philippine boat is a propaganda win for Manila. It highlights China's aggressive tactics and lack of coordination. For the Philippines, it's proof of Chinese bullying, and a morale boost for its Coast Guard and people. The incident exposes weaknesses in China's command and control. Beijing may try to spin the narrative, but the footage is hard to dispute. This embarrassment could force China to rethink its approach. For now, Manila's resolve is strengthened. The world sees the Philippines standing up to a giant. The collision is a stark reminder of the dangers in the South China Sea. China's risky maneuvers, high-speed blockades, water cannons, create a volatile environment. These tactics can easily lead to deadly accidents or escalation. The crowded waters around Scarborough Shoal are a recipe for disaster. China's disregard for international norms increases the risk of miscalculation. Brinkmanship at sea is a dangerous game. One mistake could ignite a larger conflict. The world is on edge, watching for the next spark. The stakes are not just territorial. They're about peace and security in the region. Every incident is a warning of what could come. The South China Sea remains on a knife's edge. China is unlikely to back down. It may even escalate to restore face. The Philippines, emboldened, will continue exposing Chinese actions and strengthening alliances. Expect more joint patrols and military exercises with the US and regional partners. The US faces a delicate balance, supporting Manila while avoiding direct conflict with Beijing. Every supply mission and patrol carries the risk of escalation. The recent collision is a warning sign, a preview of what could come. The hope is for de-escalation and dialogue. The fear is that the next incident could be far more serious. The world is watching, hoping for peace in these troubled waters. The South China Sea is now a central stage in the US-China rivalry. The stakes could not be higher.